Waffle, waffle, waffle.
Hello and welcome to Die Rollin. I'm the ever excitable Adam, and today I'm here to talk to you about, well, whatever I like, because it is a Wednesday waffle, ladies and or gentlemen. So my Wednesday waffles, I've been doing this all year, and it's basically a chance for me to kind of brain dump something that's going on at the moment in the board game world, or something I'm thinking about, or just a lazy top 10 of a particular topic. Lots of alliteration there, Adam, well done. But I did say on a Wednesday waffle not too long ago that I would start doing like kind of mini reviews for games that I have. We have lots of gameplay videos on Die Rollin. We don't have as many review videos. Normally what we do is we play a gameplay we do a gameplay video, and then at the end of the gameplay video we say two things we liked and two things we didn't quite like. And sometimes finding the things we didn't like is harder than the things we did like. Other times the opposite way around, but most of the time we enjoy the games we're sent or that we're playing. So I'm going to start off, and I'll be honest, the first game that popped to mind when I was thinking of a game from my collection that I could talk about was Arcadia Quest. Maybe because it starts with A, maybe it's because a game that I highly rate and I think everyone should play at least once in their lifetimes. The full campaign, I'm saying. But yeah, the actual game that I'm doing today, and if you've seen the topic of this, you'll already know what it is. And you would have seen the topic because I normally put the kind of the title card before this this kind of chat begins. But maybe I'll do that chat, that kind of bit right about now. If I did, we would have had the waffle sound effect then, and then you would have seen the title card for this. If I didn't, then I just sat there and did nothing. So the game today is Restoration Games Stop Thief. And the reason I've chosen this game above all the others in my collection is because this is my girl's favorite game. When I sat them down and said, guys, what is your favorite game? Give me your top 3 games. Stop Thief was in the top 3 for all of them. Wasn't necessarily the top game for them because, like me, their kind of game, the things they like to play kind of differs depending on what mood they're in. But the fact that this was in all top 3 of their kind of choices made me really kind of think, yeah, this must be their favorite game. And this is something they all enjoy playing. They're all happy to get out. So what is Stop Thief? Well, Stop Thief is a 1v many game or a fully cooperative game. Or a competitive game where you're attempting to catch, well, the thief or thieves, because there's actually multiple thieves in this. Now, I say 1v many before I say anything else because this is primarily how my daughters play this game and how I play the game with them. So what you've got here basically, and let's get the components out and show you. So it's a hidden movement game, but you need an app for this. I say you need an app. You could get around the app, but the app is free to download and it's a pretty decent app. So you've got a board, like a lot of kind of hidden movement games. The board has lots of numbers on there, and the thief needs to know which numbers are which, so they know where they're located. All the kind of black numbers on here are where their thief can go. And what the thief is trying to do is basically steal a certain amount of kind of like things from the board. And they're represented by kind of red kind of like explosion symbols. So the thief is basically trying to get a ton of money. And then the kind of the police and the investigators are trying to either cooperatively track down that thief, or they're trying to competitively kind of show who's the best kind of investigator, I guess. Now, the 1v many element comes in where one of you takes the app and you basically press a number, and that's where your thief is going to be. There's a few kind of nuances to this game, like every investigator has their own deck of cards, 6 cards I believe it is, and they all have different movement numbers as well as a special ability. So you basically play a card as an investigator, and then you might have to do a particular thing to begin with, and then you move that many spaces. Now, the thief can basically move only on the kind of black numbered spaces, But in between all of those are like little kind of circle spaces where the investigators are going to be moving. And the investigators basically have to get adjacent to or on the same space as where they think the kind of thief is, and then they can arrest them. Now, to assist you, some of your cards have everyone has one card that says get a private tip. And what that means is from the pool of money you begin the game with, which the thief is trying to whittle down, you can basically spend $1,000 to get the first number of where the thief is. So that can really help you at the beginning of the game, because you all start out in the middle where there's a little metro kind of station here, but the thief might be an 879 up here. They can start anywhere on the board. So knowing where they are to begin with is really helpful. Now, the actual app itself is great. It has got a lot of simplicity. If you're not doing the 1v menu, you can play fully cooperative, and the app just basically does it for you. But basically, how the turns work, I wanted to say killer because I play so many 1v many games where there's a killer involved. The thief in this basically presses a button, or if it's the kind of the app itself, it won't press a button, to say which area, which kind of space they're going on to. Depending on which space they're on, a clue is played to all the investigators. So the clue is either the noise of a window smashing, meaning that they're on a window space, the noise of a door opening, which means they're on a door space, the noise of some footsteps indoors, which means they're in an indoor space, the noise of some outdoor kind of walking, which means they're outdoors, and then a metro noise, so like a kind of an announcement of a train moving, which means they're on one of the 5 metro spaces on the board, which are on each of the corners and in the middle. So you get that sound effect played, and that gives you an idea of where they are. The sound effect you don't want to hear is an alarm. If an alarm happens, it basically means the thief has managed to steal something, and you lose £5,000 from the money that's kind of allocated as a group pool at the beginning of the game. And obviously when the thief has depleted that, they win the game. So you don't want to hear that noise. Once they've kind of stolen stuff, your money goes, and it's not great. When you're actually the investigator's turn, so you basically get to play a card, and you don't get to pick those cards back up again until you play a special card that lets you pick cards back up. You'll play a card, you'll move that many spaces, and if you know where they are, you're going to try to basically arrest them. To arrest them, you basically type a number into the app, and then the app will say, they'll either do a sound effect of, which means you didn't manage to catch them, and I believe you actually lose some money in that case as well, or you hear, and you've caught the thief. Now, the thief themselves, I said, it should be stop thieves rather than stop thief, because the thieves, you actually have a deck of cards for the thief themselves, and depending on which kind of like mode you're in, you have a different deck of cards. So there is a competitive mode where you're all trying to go against each other to find the thieves, which is one deck, and then a cooperative mode where you're all trying to catch thieves together, which is red deck. Now, all of them have a special ability as well. So just like your investigators have a special ability, these ones will have a specific ability. So you have a deck of like 7 cards that are face up, and the top card, that ability is in place. So the card shot, for instance, ignores the effects on all your cards except your lowest value card, which means all those special abilities the investigators have, they no longer have. The actual investigators themselves have some really fun little kind of meeples. So depending on which one you kind of like the looks of, you're going to be kind of choosing that meeple. And they all have their own special abilities, like I say. The yellow one doesn't really have a special ability, except they can move the fastest. The blue one is pretty handy because the blue one can smash through windows. Normally, you can't move through windows as an investigator. And yeah, there's 6 different investigators in the actual box. You can, obviously, when we play it, we're normally 4 of us playing this game, and we use the other 2 to kind of position where we think the kind of, wanted to say killer, where the thief or thieves are. Now, one of the best things about this game is when you manage to actually complete the game, So once the thief has managed to get all the money and gotten away, or when you've caught all the thieves, what's great is you basically get on the app a replay of every single move that the thief took. Now this is really helpful because a lot of games where you have a 1v many game, at the end of it you have no idea what routes they took, and there could have been some bits in the game where you felt like you were really close to them, but yeah, you don't know whether that was the case or not. With Stop Thief, what's fantastic, and my kids really love this, is you can basically play through the entire game just watching which spaces the thief went to, so that when you thought they were in 4-2-3 and they're actually in 4-3-2, you know, oh, that's when they got away from us, or oh, we were so close to them at that point. The only other one I've seen that does this out of all the 1v many games I've played is Sniper Elite, because the sniper is basically drawing lines on a board and then you can show them afterwards. And I think the Halloween game also had that as well. And of course, yeah, there are actually quite a few that do that, but none that have an app that show you the progress. So that's pretty good. The app itself, the Restoration Games app, has a bunch of different games on there. So if you own multiple games of theirs, then you can go to the app and just use one app for all the games, which is pretty good. Very good production values. There's a nice little kind of music that plays down, down, da da down, down, da da down, 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 da da down, 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 something like that. But it sounds fantastic. But yeah, it's really good. So, is this a game that I think that anyone should get? Pretty much. It's just a fantastic 1v many game. And I keep saying 1v many. It doesn't have to be. You can play fully co-op against the app. But I call it a 1v many game because when I play with my kids, they're always fighting over who plays the thief. That's the thing they love the most. Mainly because they love getting one over their old man or their sisters and just trying to like outmaneuver people. It's also a quite balanced game because the thieves all have their own special abilities, and it kind of like counteracts all the players' abilities. So yeah, I think it's pretty balanced. We played tons of this game. It's probably the most played game that I actually own. I picked this up during the pandemic from the Dice Box in Leamington. They they sent me over a copy through the post. I didn't like break quarantine to get a board game here. But yeah, they sent me this through the post, and it's just been fantastic fun ever since. So yeah, there's not much to really deep dive into this because it's a pretty simple game. It used to be a game back in the day, and Restoration Games, I believe, they find games that, you know, that from people's childhood that they really enjoyed, and then they make an updated version of it. So I can't really talk about what the original 1979 game had. And I know a lot of people don't like board games that have apps. Now, you don't necessarily have to have an app with this. You could just be writing down the numbers on a sheet of paper that your thief is in, and just saying, I'm indoors, or I'm on a door, or I'm on a window space. Or you could go for window, or for door, for indoors, for outdoors, for metro, and for the when you're in the alarm space, or any of those sound effects, or any of your own sound effects, or make your own sound effects up, whatever. But yeah, that's Stop Thief in a nutshell, really, guys. It might be something we film on the channel. If anyone would like to see us play this, let us know in the comments below. But yeah, it's definitely one that my kids really enjoy. I enjoy playing it, and some games that you can play, which are 1v many, can be frustrating. I say 1v many, I mean hidden movement. Hidden movement games can be very frustrating because if the one is very elusive, or they keep walking around in circles, it can really start to aggravate people at the table. I know Fear of Dracula is not my favorite game because the amount of games I've played at that where I've just been so angry with, just not angry, just like so kind of despondent and just, we're never going to catch this guy. And we normally do catch him, but it just feels like it's an impossible task. There's all of Europe to find him in. And he sets traps. So yeah, Stop Thief, Restoration Games, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it if you have children and you want to play a cooperative game. This is a great game to pick up. We don't really play the competitive version of this where we're all trying to work against each other to get the thief. Because I always feel like when I'm playing games with my kids, cooperative games tend to go down better, or 1v many games tend to be easier to play because you don't have as many arguments. So that's all I've got to say about Stop Thief, really. Let's talk a bit about Die Rollin. So Die Rollin, we're amazing, of course, otherwise you wouldn't be here. We've got some fun things coming up on the channel this month. Finally, we have some more Assassin's Creed coming up, so if you've been waiting for that, you're in luck, it'll be up. Eat the Reich is currently in the edit, so that's hopefully going to be up next week. It depends whether I get that done in time, otherwise it'll be near the end of the month. Eat the Reich, a fantastic game we played with John from Tryman Games, Danielle is Always Evil from, well, Danielle from Danielle is Always Evil. Both got great Instagram accounts you should definitely check out. And Will and Christopher from Die Rollin as well, they joined in. It was a fun game. It went down really well. We managed to complete the entire thing in one sitting. So expect 2 parts to that. So yeah, that will be coming out this month. Hopefully next week, the first part. Otherwise, it'll be later on this month. Assassin's Creed, as I say. ISS Vanguard, once Will has finished his editing of the Assassin's Creed videos, there's only one more of those left for him to do. He'll be editing our ISS Vanguard first play, so that should be here this month. Fingers crossed, guys. This week it's all about Pirates of Skydock by Gale Force 9. They sent us a review copy, and it was really fun. Spoiler alert, it was a game that didn't look like much on opening it, but actually playing it was really fun. Christopher and I played 2 games of it, one off camera, one on camera, and that'll be out on Friday for gameplay. Dungeon Saga Origins, the next DSO, which is the Kennel Master, where I get absolutely mullered by the game. That should be out hopefully next week. It all depends on edit. I haven't got much time this week to edit stuff together, and it's a 2-hour-long video just for this particular one. At the moment, it's 2 hours. Once it's edited down, it could be an hour and a half. I have to cut out all the long gaps in between me opening doors and placing stuff down. And I will be changing the sound effects for the doors opening, as we're kind of subtly requested on the DSO Facebook group. So I'll try and do some different sound effects for doors going forward, just so people don't get triggered every time they hear a. But the it's really handy for my editing because I can go, oh, that's why there's a huge gap there, because there's me putting stuff on a board. Kickstarter wise, there's still so many fun things on Kickstarter at the moment. The Dead Keep, there is Age of Heroes, which we actually covered on here, which was a fantastic cooperative game. Highly recommend checking out. Sanctum, I just said Age of Heroes. I think it's Sanctum Age of Heroes. I'll put a correction below if it's for whatever that's called. But yeah, that's a really fun game. Heroes of the Sanctum. That's the game. We got there. Heroes of the Sanctum. That is a really fun game. And we have a gameplay video of that on here. If there is a particular game you'd like to see me do a bit of a dive into on the channel, then let me know in the comments below. Stop Thief was the first one. I'll be doing a couple more. Yeah, I think that's about it. Painting wise, I'm currently doing Skull Tales. We were asked to film a bunch of playthrough videos for that game, so that will be coming up in the not too distant future, guys, so stay tuned for that. And I don't know what we're going to do about how we're going to play that. We might have 3 people playing that, we might have 2. We've got some other role-playing games coming up. We're hitting the table with a lot of role-playing games. I love playing role-playing games. And yeah, it's been fun. Playing Eat the Reich with people online was great fun, and it's easy to kind of arrange. It's more easy to arrange kind of online stuff sometimes than it is physical in-person stuff. But we are going back to the world of Shiva, which is a great horror RPG. If you've not seen our Mr. Husk playthrough, where we had Izzy and Dottie from Summon Games and Matt from The Offline Gamer. If you've not seen that video and you like listening to this on your drive somewhere, then definitely just put on that one, because that's fantastic. Or even better, if you go to the Offline Gamers podcast, which, by the way, I was on there, the ever excitable Aircon podcast. So if you want to hear me waffle on, you can hear me again in there. yeah, they have got that Shiver episode edited with some lovely sound effects on their podcast. So I highly recommend checking out that Shiver playthrough. And Matt has expressed interest in doing more Shiver with us. So it might be something we keep doing going forward. We film it on ours, then Matt puts it on his for the lovely sound effects and audio kind of quality there. But yeah, Shiver, great horror RPG. We should be filming that this month. So it should be coming out next month. And yeah, I think that's about it from me. We've still got a lot of content in the edit, waiting for people like myself and Will to kind of slowly get through that. And Christopher's going to try and start picking up some editing as well. So hopefully we'll get a bunch more videos out for you. We're also really enjoying the Star Wars Unlimited card game at the moment, so expect to see plenty of content for that on the channel. I don't especially think it's going to be that popular, but yeah, I like to show off what we're playing at the moment, and we're playing that at the moment. And yeah, that's it from Adam from Die Rollin. That's pretty much it for me. If you'd like to see more of us, then you can find us on various different social medias. And yes, please let me know if you A, have any questions for Die Rollin, B, have any games you'd love to see us do, and C, what games you'd love to see us cover on this little feature that I'm doing here. That's it from me. Until next time, guys, stay safe. Or if you can't stay safe, Die Rollin.